It's all about storytelling. And when others are silent on the issues bothering on the center of excellence, we remain committed. You're watching Lagos Television, the voice of Lagos.
On the news tonight, Senate passes bill on new national minimum wage for Nigerian workers. President Bola Tinubu appeals to Nigerian youth to shelve planned national protests, promises to address issues of concerns. Lagos State Government team inspects ongoing repair works on Odo-Yalaro Bridge, promises quality assurance on infrastructural projects. U.S. Director of Secret Service Kimberly Shittle resigns after assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. Please join us for details in a moment. Good evening. Welcome to the news at 8 on Lagos Television. I am Yetunde Oladosun Amao. President Bola Tinubu is again assured Nigerian youths of his unwavering commitment to meeting their yearnings and aspirations according to his electioneering promises. President Tinubu urged some young Nigerians planning to stage a protest to shelve such, promising to address issues of their concerns one after the other. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, gave Mr. President's position to State House correspondents after a brief meeting with the President. He said Mr. President listens to the youth and takes what they say seriously while putting in measures to ensure that the country is good, not just for today, but also for the future.
For those young men and women who have finished school, who are yet to get employed, post-NYSC, for example. That is a scheme that government is perfecting now. That is also going to be pushed very fast so that all those young men and women out there who have finished school, who are graduates of the universities and polytechnics that are unable to get jobs, they will continue to be supported by government until such a time that those jobs are offered to them.
The minister highlighted some other policies of the President's administration towards cushioning the effect of hardship Nigerians are facing, to include the recent massive distribution of grains and rice to state governments, as well as proactive strategies to creating a better future for young Nigerians who aspire to have qualitative education.
That have not been able to do that because their parents are unable to pay for their fees. This is a thing of the past. The government is very, very desirous of ensuring that happens.
The minister assured of the continued inclusive policy of the Tinubu administration towards ensuring that no one is left behind in the ongoing attempt towards a renewed hope agenda for Nigerians. The Arewa Consultative Forum has distanced itself from the planned nationwide protest over the present economic hardship in the country, describing the planned protest as ill-timed and counterproductive. The national chairman of the forum, Maman Usman, said the ACF has taken a consensus decision on the nationwide protests, which he noted is not in the good interest of the North and the entire country. The ACF therefore called on the people of the North not to participate in the protest. They also expressed concern over the multidimensional poverty and violent crimes ravaging the northern region, which have retarded development in that region. They, however, commended Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani for his innovative policies of rural development and social reconciliation, which it believes have the potential to greatly mitigate insecurity and poverty in the northern parts of the country. An emergency meeting of the Conference of Local Government Chairmen in Lagos State also wants the promoters of the planned nationwide protest to pursue dialogue. The council chairman said they will not support unauthorized assemblage against peace and tranquility in their domains. Ikorodu Bureau Chief Adeshegun Igap reports.
It is an assemblage of local government chairmen in Lagos State under the edges of Conference 57. The focus of their emergency meeting stems from the planned nationwide protest scheduled for the 1st of August.
We're here, first of all, to appeal to all Lagosians that they should not allow themselves to be used for any planned protest. As all the local government in Lagos State will not tolerate any form of protest in all the local councils in Lagos State. So you can use your vote to protest, not to go to street and disrupt the activities and the economic activities of Lagos State.
They are calling for collaboration with the government in tackling economic challenges while advising the youth not to become agents of national destruction.
We should all go out into our community and inform our people that such a protest is not needed at this point in time. That Nigerians have voted in a man in less than 2 years and is doing all his best to put things in the right place. That going out to protest at this stage will not actually support the government, will not equally support the electoral value of our people.
This government is a government that is friendly, is a government that is ready to address the yearnings and aspirations of Nigeria. And they are doing it gradually. Rome was not built in a day. You do not expect the government to do everything in a month or in a year. National minimum wage he has moved it to 70,000 naira. I mean, this man is addressing the issues, and I think Nigerians should give him, more time to address this challenge. And I'm very, very optimistic.
The council chairman notes that the government has initiated various empowerment programs, noting that the planned mass protest has no basis in Lagos.
Democratically, there is a way we can express our grievances, we can protest by voting for the person that we think is good. But I'm 100% sure that by the end of the second or third year of this administration, people will not have any reason to protest again, because you will have been seeing the dividend of democracy, the fulfillment of all the electoral promises.
So I am using this opportunity to call on every Lagosian, in every local government, wherever you find yourself in Lagos, do not join any protest. The government of Lagos State, federal government of Nigeria, and all local governments in Lagos State, we are doing everything we can to ensure that we bring succor to the people.
The EndSARS of October 2020 readily comes to mind. Plans are, however, on the way to have meetings with security agencies in the state to avoid any repeat of unwarranted destruction. Adeshegun Igap, LTV News.
The National Association of Nigerian Students, Lagos State Chapter, also says it will not be part of any planned national protests, especially the harsh and bad governance in Nigeria scheduled for August 1st. President of the Lagos State Chapter of the Association, Comrade Alimi Lekon Idris, says students in tertiary institutions in Lagos will protect the state from another EndSARS. Speaking on behalf of the over 10 universities, Alimi says the students will rather stage a solidarity work in support of the Lagos State government between August 1st and 10 to prevent vandalism of public infrastructure in the state and also advocate constructive dialogue to resolve issues.
We all understand the fact that we have the right to protest, but then as student leaders, we have what we call the 3 C's of ALUTA. The first one is consultation, the second one is consolidation, before the last one, which is confrontation. We've actually exhausted the first C, and we are still using the second C. So we see no reason, at the moment, we see no reason why we should confront. Not until we get reasons to confront the state government. I think we don't have any reason to do that at the moment.
The student leader promised that the students will sustain Save Lagos initiative, where students will stand against violence, advocating the Beyond School certificate to foster a culture of intellectual discourse among students for a greater Lagos.
Of protest in Lagos State, be it from any female student or any female working bodies that are not even students. Whenever we see anything that has to do with protest, we'll shun it and we'll stay away from protest.
Recently, the governor announced the increment of bursary and scholarship from 50,000 naira to 60,000 naira, which is a commendable one. And also, scholarship payments from 200,000 to 225,000. It is with this, we the Junior Student Association say no to the August 1st protest.
We are not in support of any protests. Hence, we want to tell you we are with the government. We are in support of what the government have been doing in order to give us a better education in Lagos State. And so we are sending a clear message to all youths in Lagos that they should not join any protest because we are enjoying peace and orderliness in our state.
The student union appealed to Nigerians to persevere a little more to enjoy the dividends of democracy of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu administration and a greater Lagos agenda. Moving on to other stories, the Senate has passed a bill on the 70,000 naira minimum wage for Nigerian workers. The national minimum wage bill, which scaled first, second and third readings minutes after it was transmitted by President Bola Tinubu, was instantly passed by the upper chamber. The legislation seeks to raise the country's minimum wage from 30,000 naira to 70,000 naira. While leading a debate on the bill, the Senate leader, Okpeyemi Bamidele, says 70,000 naira was agreed by all the parties after negotiations. The chief whip, Tahiru Mungunu, however, said there is a need to review the minimum wage in line with economic realities.
1,000 naira only. This is part of the federal government's short-term measures to mitigate the situation in the country, as efforts are being made to bring about long-term solutions that would align with the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians.
The minimum wage from 30,000 to 70,000 is equally very germane and apt, especially against the backdrop of the effect of the removal of subsidy, which has brought about a corresponding increase in the prices of goods and services. So there is a need to review the minimum wage to bring it in tandem with the realities that is prevalent in the society.
In a unanimous vote after a close consideration in the Committee of the Whole, the National Minimum Wage Bill scaled third reading and was passed.
Distinguished colleagues, a bill for an act to amend the National Minimum Wage Act 2019 to increase the national minimum wage from 30,000 to 70,000 and to reduce the time for periodic review of the national minimum wage from 5 years to 3 years and for later matters 2024. Third reading taken and passed.
President Bola Tinubu is expected to sign the bill into law. The report of the Senate Committee on Trade and Investment for the confirmation of Dr. Olatunji Bello as the Chief Executive Officer and Executive Vice Chairman of the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has been approved. The confirmation of Dr. Olatunji Bello as the Chief Executive Officer of the Commission came up during plenary.
Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate confirm the nomination of Jobson Ewalefo for appointment as Director General, Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Documentation on reports were read by the Chairman, Trade and Investment, Senator Suleiman Sadiq, Kwara North, while Senator Abiru Lagos East commended the committee for a job well done and supported his nomination.
The committee deliberated on the nominee's suitability for appointment as Director General of Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC, and made the following observation: that the nominee has satisfied the requirements of Section 153 and 156 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended.
The Senate also confirmed the nomination of Dr. Johnson Ewalefo as the Director General, Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission. The National Assembly has passed the Police Act Amendment Bill to enable a person appointed to the office of the Inspector General of Police remain in office until the end of the term stipulated in the letter of appointment. This followed the forwarding of the bill by President Bola Tinubu to the House of Representatives and Senate to amend the tenure of the Inspector General of Police. The bill scaled second and third readings and was passed by lawmakers in the upper and lower chambers at separate sittings. The bill for an act to amend the Nigerian Police Act 2020 seeks to guarantee the tenure of the IJP and revolutionize police operations by enhancing accountability, modernizing policing methods, and fostering a more harmonious relationship between the police and the community. President Bola Tinubu is expected to sign the bill into law. Still ahead, Lagos State Government team inspects ongoing repair works on Odo Yalaro Bridge, promises quality assurance on infrastructural projects. That's in a moment. Please stay with us.
Must commend NTV television for the regular sensitization that has been going on of the challenge, raising the consciousness of our people on the issue of kidnapping.
Thank you for staying with us. The House of Representatives has passed the amended 2024 budget at 35.5 trillion naira, showing an increase from the 28.7 trillion naira initial budget. President Tinubu had requested the Senate to amend the 2024 Appropriation Bill and the 2023 Finance Act by increasing the budget with 6.2 trillion naira. The president in the letter said the move was under Section 58, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. He adds that the proposed amendment to the Finance Act 2023 was required to impose a one-time windfall tax on foreign exchange gains realized by banks in their 2023 financial statements. The president explained that this is to fund capital infrastructure development, education, healthcare access, and public welfare initiatives. President Tinubu says the projects are essential components of a renewed hope agenda of his administration. Here in Lagos, the state government has commenced the 2025 Budget Consultative Forum in the Lagos Division. Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Okpek George, says the forum is to ensure residents are involved in the formulation of programs and policies for the 2025 budget. Correspondent Omomi Okewo reports.
This gathering of the Oba of Lagos, Obariwo and Akiolu, other prominent traditional rulers, market women, youths, people living with disabilities, civil society and other residents of Lagos Division is at the instance of the Lagos State Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget. The annual gathering tagged the 2025 Budget Consultative Forum is to engage these residents on their contribution to the formulation of the 2025 budget. First, Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Okpek George, thanks these Lagos Division residents on the performance of the 2024 budget so far, kickstarting the commencement of the forum.
Just so far has performed well. We're currently, as I said, going through our media reviews, so we hope that by this month that has been finished and we'll be able to sort of give a lot more details as to where we are with our half year. But so far so good. We've done well. We've hit our indices. Our IGR is doing well. Obviously, we can obviously do better. We're looking at ensuring we can ramp up our other sources of generation, apart from IGR as a state. And I think it translates to all the projects you've seen so far. You've seen that the blue line has started. The red line is in commission. We have close to 4 million Lagosians now using the Cowrie card. We have close to 10,000 people every day going on the blue line. We've had successes with the Onje Eco. In health, we have the Master Street Hospital being built.
Then the breakout sessions, according to the Teams Plus agenda of the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu-led administration, where residents highlight areas of intervention.
I'd like the government to do more on security, right? Because doing things, right, or putting infrastructure on ground without people securing it, you know, anything can happen to it. Also, I want the government to do more on roads. You know, most of our roads are bad, and the government is trying. Thirdly, water.
We want Mr. Governor to facilitate a dedicated desk for young people at the local government level. What we have presently is the Department of Agric at the local level. So we believe that if the youth desk is created, and what happens is that young people will be in charge of that office. They understand better what is happening to young people, and they'll be able to, you know, transfer those data or some of the yearnings of young people to the state government.
Taking note of the issues that have been raised, we're going to take it back to the office, and it's not a once in a year event. It's continuously happening. So at any point in time during the year, you know, they can come into our office, and indeed, what that does for us is also we can also go to the ministries that are involved. So if there's something related to environment, relate it back to the Ministry of Environment, to transportation, and say, look, in this area, what's going on with this? And we then mark it and track it. So they can always come back to us at any point during the year, and we can update them as to what's been going on.
The 2025 Budget Consultative Forum, which will hold in the 5 divisions of the state, holds next in the Ikeja Division on Wednesday, July 24. Omomi Okewo, LTV News.
A People's Democratic Party chieftain in Lagos, Honorable Ogene Ego, and his supporters have defected to the All Progressives Congress. Lagos APC chairman Cornelius Ojelabi says their defection is predicated on the visionary policies of the APC administration in the state. Our political correspondent, Omololu Rusonwo, reports.
The defection of Honorable Ogene Ego of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and his supporters to the All Progressives Congress, APC, in the Amuwo-Odofin area of Lagos State is a boost to the party. The defection may not be unconnected with political realignment, present realities, and the need to further consolidate on the gains already reported by the APC government.
The way and manner we accommodate them, the way and manner we receive them, we encourage them to work assiduously for the growth, development of Amuwo Odofin Federal Constituency.
It is a homecoming for the party after Honorable Ebo sojourned for 30 years in the opposition political camp.
I am indeed very happy, and when you look at the array of personalities that you have brought with you, there is no doubt in my mind that this is a value-added thing that you have brought into our family.
Honorable Ego of the PDP and his supporters are hinging their defection on the visionary efforts of the Tinubu administration at repositioning Nigeria and better governance in Lagos.
All the governments of the Federation should take production of food very seriously, because if you leave it to the federal government alone cannot do it. There are 37 governments at the state level when you have 36 plus FCT. And all of them, some of them, their budget is more than 1 billion naira, you know. That 1 trillion naira, that kind of budget that they have is enough to make an impact.
Honorable Ego also wants state and local governments to focus on agriculture to boost food sufficiency.
I'm not moving the idea because, oh, I want to contest the election. No. The best thing is let's support the government of President Tinubu and support the government of Sanwo-Olu. They are doing marvelously well. Look at, for instance, the coastal road. You know, such a major road, crisscrossing the entire state that produces oil in the country. And the railway is going to cross it. With the result that by the time our president leaves office, if you are leaving Abuja to Warri, maybe leaving Lagos to Warri, maybe 1.5 hours you are there. You are going to Port Harcourt in 2.5 hours, maximum 3 hours you are there. That's a journey that ordinarily should take you sometimes about 10, 12 hours.
We know that the problem had been existing before the coming president, the coming of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But however, we are joining because we have seen the prospect in what is planning for the betterment of the nation, and that's why we decided to join our hand to ensure that it succeeds. In succeeding, the entire Nigeria has succeeded.
Honorable Ego's defection with his supporters to the All Progressives Congress in Amuwo Odofin is certainly a big blow on the Lagos People's Democratic Party, owing to the internal wranglings rocking the once boisterous opposition political party. Omololu Rosanwo, LTV News.
Commissioner for Information and Strategy Gbenga Omotosho and the Special Advisor Office of Infrastructure Olufemi Daramola have embarked on an inspection of ongoing repair works on the Odo Yalaro Bridge in Ojota. The routine maintenance works on pedestrians and vehicular bridges is part of the state's policy on bridge maintenance and management, quality assurance and control practices. Joshua Murakio reports.
Presently, I am standing on the Odo Yalaro Bridge, one of the major bridges in Lagos that takes you inward Lagos and outward Lagos. As you can see behind me, men are at work working on the expansion joint, and of course very soon they will work on the asphalt, because that is the major reason why this road is undergoing renovation. And not too far from here, you can see the Commissioner for Information as well as the essay to the Lagos State Governor on Infrastructure, speaking to some of the men working there. That is what is happening at the moment. Attention has been shifted to the other side of the road, where it has been demarcated to allow for those who are coming from Ojota axis inward Lagos to pass through. Of course, we have backlog on the other end. The same thing applies to those coming from Maryland, Ojuelegba, or from the island. That is what is happening as well. So they have the other side of the road, which has been demarcated. That is where they're applying through now. This particular palliative is meant to ease traffic, but of course there is backlog as well. That's what you find, especially if you have on this busy bridge. That's going to happen for the next 90 days.
In time, the bridge deck has an issue, so we need to change the expansion joints at 2 locations on each carriageway. For instance, we are in the carriageway which is from where we are. This is Ikorodu bound. This is Ikorodu bound, and we have 2 locations on it. One here, the other one there, both 11 meters wide. Why on the Maryland bound, we have 2 as well in that location.
There was something very significant the SA to the governor on infrastructure spoke about, and that is, look, most of the damage done to the road would have been avoided if Nigerians take ownership, or better still, are not vandalizing some of the infrastructure we have across the state.
The replacement of expansion joints is a function of both technical and abuse. I need to tell you at this point in time, the expansion joints at this location have gone through several thefts, road abuse. Urchins have come in there, stolen it, thereby affecting its effectiveness.
People should be responsible. Government is responsible. We have seen that there's a slowdown here because of this joint that we are trying to fix. Now that we are trying to fix it, why are we trying to fix it? Because people are vandalizing it. If you see something, say something. It's all about you. It is for you. It is for you to be able to be comfortable while driving. It's for you to be able to get to wherever you are going faster. So all of the people who are vandalizing the poles here, who are vandalizing the joint, they should stop it. The law will come after them.
Beyond the renovation and, of course, some construction of arterial roads that will be happening here for the next 3 months, of course, this bridge is very significant to the Lagos State government. Hence the appeal that Lagosians should take ownership of the bridge and ensure that they are patient while they ply this particular access every time they are coming into work or out of work. From Odo Yalaro Bridge right here in Lagos, Joshua Murakio reporting for Lagos Television.
Environmentalists have asked the Lagos State government to deliberate more on its plans for the construction of a high-efficiency waste-to-energy incinerator on Ekpe landfill. The environmentalists believe that the waste-to-energy incinerators is not sustainable and environmentally friendly. Bukola Taylor Cole tells us more.
In May 2024, the Lagos State government signed a partnership with a Dutch firm to construct a high-efficiency waste-to-energy incinerator on Ekpe landfill. The waste management solution is expected to enhance energy security by generating between 60 and 75 megawatts of base load electricity annually. An incinerator is a waste treatment technology that involves the burning of solid waste at high temperatures in a controlled environment. However, concerned stakeholders say waste incinerators pose considerable risk to public health and the environment.
The process of incineration merely transforms the waste into other forms of waste, such as toxic ash and air and water pollution. So when you burn any waste, about 25 to 35% of that waste becomes toxic ash. So while you are developing that incinerator, prepare to have a facility to manage hazardous waste.
We want the Lagos State government to understand that Lagos State is a center of excellence and should not adopt outdated technologies that are being phased out in the global north. As a matter of fact, Lagos is going to be a laughing stock.
Despite low energy production, incinerators are capital intensive. The general cost is twice the cost of coal-fired power plants. Operation and maintenance costs are also 10 times higher than coal.
These environmentalists are advocating a shift from waste incineration, urging the government to embrace other sustainable, eco-friendly alternatives.
This means reducing waste at its source, composting organic materials, and maximizing recycling. Gaia supports local efforts to implement these solutions and challenge policies that promote incineration. Our goal is a just and sustainable world where communities are empowered to manage waste responsibly and live in a healthy environment.
We urge the Lagos State government to adopt a zero-waste approach to waste management. We strongly urge the Lagos State government to prioritize the implementation of zero-waste strategies which exemplify a truly circular economy. Is also interested in pushing forward the source segregation concept because it's more sustainable for people. It's a win-win.
They advised the government to invest heavily in the recycling sector of the waste value chain and also called on residents to always sort their waste from source. Bukola Taylor Cole, LTV News.
Coming up, Central Bank of Nigeria records 38.86% increase in foreign exchange inflow from international monetary transfer in first quarter of 2024. That's in business news. Join us again.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has again raised the monetary policy rate, MPR, which measures interest rates by 50 basis points from 26.25% to 26.75% amid soaring inflation and skyrocketing food prices. CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso announced this after the Apex Bank's 296th Monetary Policy Committee meeting in Abuja. The MPC retains the cash reserve ratio of deposit money banks at 45% and merchant banks at 14% and retains the liquidity ratio at 30%. The MPC worries that food inflation and rising energy costs continued to undermine price stability. Cardoso says the committee was mindful of the effect of rising prices on households and businesses and expressed his resolve to take necessary measures to bring inflation under control. He said despite the June 2024 uptick in inflation, prices are expected to moderate in the near term as monetary policy gaining further traction in addition to further measures by the fiscal authority to address food inflation. The House of Representatives Committee on Commerce has urged the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency (NIMASA) and the Nigeria Export Promotion Council (NEPC) to resolve their dispute over unpaid 10% freight levies due to NEPC since 1979. Chairman of the committee, Ahmed Munir, stated this in Abuja at a public hearing organized by the committee. He pleaded for understanding between both parties as they both remained adamant on their positions, citing different interpretations of the relevant acts.
We at the Parliament are not witch hunters. If anything, we are saint hunters. Confusion and rancor distract government's activities. Both NIMASA and NEPC are government agencies under whose responsibilities it is to ensure that their mandates touch lives. The essence of this gathering is for us all to find the truth and also a lasting solution to this lingering issue.
Executive Director NEPC Nonye Ayeni insisted that the National Assembly's Act compels NIMASA to fund the council, noting that the refusal of NIMASA to remit the 10% levy has greatly hindered the operations of NEPC, while NIMASA's representative Chud Ofodile argued that the act establishing NIMASA does not explicitly require the agency to remit funds to NEPC.
We have tried severally. There's been several letters There was even a time that the Attorney General called for a meeting of Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, NIMASA, NEPC, as well as Ministry of Transport, just to ensure that these funds are released, knowing the importance of what these funds would do for the economy. Again, all of these have been deferred. Over these years, my predecessors have made several efforts, written to Ministry of Finance, written to everyone that cares to hear, so that we'll get these funds, but nothing still happened.
Reference to the 50% revenue accruable to the federal government, it was the House that passed the Finance Act and amended it. And that 50% revenue from NIMASA is taken upfront, leaving NIMASA with the balance to take care of recurrent expenditure and whatever is left for capital. So this is actually secondary. It will be possible for us to consider it if it exists in our law.
The Speaker, House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, represented by the House Leader, Julius Ihobare, however, directed the agencies to find common ground to resolve the impasse, emphasizing the need for synergy among government agencies to achieve economic prosperity.
The Commissioner for Basic Education, Jamiu Ali Balogun, has received students and officials of Ijaye Housing Estate Senior High School and Topfield College, Ajegunle, the winners and finalists at this year's National Secondary Schools Basketball Championship. Ijaye Housing Estate Senior High School from Education District 1 emerged champions of the male category after beating Father O'Connell Science Secondary School from Niger State at the national final held in Lagos. For winning the boys category, Ijaye Housing Estate Senior High School became the first public secondary school to win the tournament in its 24 years history. In the girls category, 2023 champion of the national championship, Topfield College, Ajegunle from Education District 5 finished second this year after losing the female final against Dom Domingos College from Delta State. Speaking at the reception organized by the ministry to celebrate the achievements of the teams, the Tutor General Permanent Secretary, Education District 1, Bashir Adebowale, appreciated the state government for providing an enabling environment for students to thrive, both in academics and sports. The Tutor General Permanent Secretary stated that the state, under the leadership of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has ensured that students have platform to showcase their talents not only in sports but in other spheres and achieve excellence.
All the districts are leaving us untouched, and we have been producing and walking the talk of the vision of education in Lagos State. that is to make Lagos a model of excellence in the provision of education for Africa. Not only education, but also sports and everything.
The commissioner congratulated the teams and the officials on the great feat achieved and reaffirmed the commitment of the state government to keep up the tradition of academic excellence, especially in public schools.
Your passion determines who you will be in the future. Yes, some law who can become a professor, engineer, and the rest. Right now, games are also career paths. Like Judah, Akim Olajuwon, they are who is who when it comes to personality in the world, and they were able to manage their successes. See, it was success story, and that is what I'm wishing you all today.
The commissioner added that the students' efforts will not go unrewarded, urging the boys and girls to remain focused as the state will continue to prioritize sports development from the schools and encourage students to excel and bring glory to Lagos.
You must be compensated because you have shown your own determination, your own energy, you have channeled it through positive one, without engaging in courtesy, without engaging in drug use.
Nearly 12,000 secondary schools across the country participated at the 2024 edition of the National Basketball Championship, which culminated with finals held at the Indoor Sports Hall of the National Stadium, Surulere. In January 2019, Murray, a two-time Wimbledon champion, played competitively at SW19 for one last time earlier this month when he was knocked out of the doubles in the first round alongside his brother, Jamie. A back injury had threatened Murray's participation and he left it until the final moment before pulling out of the singles. He had hoped to play mixed doubles with Emma Raducanu, but she pulled out of the planned pairing because of a wrist injury concern.
On the foreign scene, the director, United States Secret Service, Kimberly Chittle, has resigned after security failures surrounding the attempted assassination on former President Donald Trump at an open-air rally. Chittle is facing neutral calls to step down after a 20-year-old gunman wounded the former Republican president and current White House candidate at the July 13 campaign rally in Pennsylvania. Republican Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mike Johnson, said our resignation is overdue and should have been done at least a week ago, following calls by Republicans and Democrats. President Joe Biden thanked Chittle for nearly 3 decades in the Secret Service and said she had selflessly dedicated and risked her life to protect the nation throughout her career. Chittle appeared before a congressional oversight committee on Monday and said the attack on the former president, who was slightly wounded in his right ear, represented a failure by the Secret Service. Let's take a look at tomorrow's weather forecasts. Before we go on the news tonight, let's quickly take our top stories again.